Hey there, and welcome to episode 7 of She-Hulk Goes to Therapy for a Half Hour. And believe me, after 6 episodes of this fucking terrible show, we could all use a little bit of therapy, right?
We need therapy.
So let's start this off with some Sprite Zero and trying something different. Well, I've had it before, but it's called Early Times. And, it's not good times, much like you're not going to have any good times watching this show. But at least I don't have to do it sober, right? And yeah, just want to tell you real quick, the first minute and a half is recap of Jennifer, basically having the Abomination or Emil Blonsky doing his whole trial, and then also a recap of the previous episode where she meets the guy Joshua at the wedding. So the first minute and a half is a recap, and then by minute 4, she's already slept with Josh, which I'm like, wow, 2.5 minutes, that's how long it took you to sleep with the guy, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, even I can last longer than 2.5 minutes.
It wasn't a quickie.
Now, to be fair, during the 2.5 minutes, they showed her going on multiple dates with the guy, and I'm like, holy shit, you didn't sleep with them on the first date? That's some character development there, buddy, but not much, let's be honest. And okay, let's start this off, and now for the next, 25 minutes, I'm going to try to keep you guys entertained. Well, I'm not going to do 25 minutes, just give a basic brief recap, because I will not tell anybody to subject yourself to watching this shit for 25 minutes, because
Today is the day I finally die of boredom.
the rest of the time, I'm sitting here just like,
Oh, dear Lord, please make it stop.
thank God we don't have to do it sober, right? So let me start this, enjoy the intro, and let's go through 20 minutes of She-Hulk and fucking therapy. Okay, so now Jen wakes up and she's checking her bed and she's all by herself, and I'm thinking, oh my god, yet another situation where a guy slept with you as Jen because she didn't transform into She-Hulk on multiple dates. And she wakes up and the guy is gone, and I'm thinking to myself like, Jesus Christ, yet another guy bounced after banging you, and maybe this is a you problem.
No one likes you.
But no, she's like, oh my god, I'm happy and I'm smiling and I had a great night. And apparently he didn't have a great night since he's not going to text her back at all. Shocker, right? But don't worry, because this is Friday and she's at work. Nikki's talking to her. Nikki's like, stop checking your phone every 5 seconds. It's only been 12 hours. It's kind of creepy. And that's just the character of Jen, because she's so starved for attention and she craves acknowledgement and people praising her, because
I'm insecure. I have issues.
finally a guy acted like he was interested and slept with her, and he texted her back, and okay, that's Friday, and now it's Friday night, and now Saturday, and all she's doing is sitting around moping, which she always does, and doing a little bit of yoga, and just watching Miss Piggy, and now it's
I find it pretty pathetic.
Sunday morning. So I'm like, all Friday, all Saturday, you have no friends, you have no plans. In fact, you have fucking superpowers, and the past 2 days, all you did was check your phone every 5 minutes, which is pretty pathetic. And it's different when I do it because, I'm a loser and I accept that. But at least I have a PlayStation 5 right now, which is awesome, by the way. And when I drink, it's not as sad because I can't turn into a fucking Hulk. So, yeah, get over it.
Get over it.
So yeah, it's Sunday and Jen wakes up. She gets a phone call from someone named Chuck, and Chuck is Emil Blonsky's parole officer. I would say the Abomination, but don't worry, he's not going to turn into the Abomination this entire episode, because apparently the budget can't afford it, since we've seen how much money they fucking dumped into the CGI for She-Hulk. Oh, and don't worry, when she turns into She-Hulk later on in the episode, it looks as fucking terrible as it has for the past 6 episodes, and
Wow. You are so cheap.
shocker, right? So next, Jen has to meet this guy at Emil's retreat, and I find it funny but also irritating yet again, because apparently Jen doesn't remember episode 1 with how great of a driver she is, because she's checking her phone yet again and checking her text messages yet again. I'm thinking to myself that, yeah, don't worry about having both hands on the road and, just texting while driving, or even checking your text messages while driving, you asshole.
You're an awful person.
So as they arrive, as soon as she gets out of her car, she's checking her phone yet again. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, lady, get the fuck over it already. Just like, you have no cell reception. He's not texting you. And
All right, this is goddamn ridiculous.
all right, so they check Emil's ankle bracelet, and he was jolted by messing with a chicken and whatever. It's not funny, like nothing in this show. But
Okay, are we not laughing about this yet?
okay, Jen and Emil are walking back to her car, and she's about to get in, and there's a bootleg fight between a character called Man Bull and this Matador, and basically they wind up totaling Jen's car, and she turns into She-Hulk real quick and throws him around, and blah, blah, blah. Emil was like, well,
You're stuck.
now your car is totaled, we have to wait for a tow truck, it's going to take all day, and you have to hang out here. And she's still checking her phone and no reception, and
You're an addict!
oh god. So Her and Emil are walking, she's getting a tour of the compound, and just, yes, Jen, again, there's no cell phone reception, and he's just giving her a tour of what the retreat is like, and the sweat lodges, and the meditation, and you're sitting here just like,
Do please shoot me.
not enough fucking alcohol for this shit.
Yay! More alcohol!
What's hypocritical, and let's get some more Sprite for this, is because, remember back in episode 1, remember when Jen was telling Bruce that how much better she is at controlling anger than him? Okay, because out of the sweat lodge into the group walks this guy, and she has, of course, has to break the fourth wall. Like, you guys probably don't remember this person. Like, no, we don't actually. He wasn't an important character. But remember a few episodes back, a whole bunch of thugs were attacking her and trying to get her blood sample, apparently, and it's one of those guys. So he's like, hey, what's going on? How you been? And what is her first response? Turn to She-Hulk, grab the guy, and throw him across the fucking room. Instead of maybe talking to him, finding out why he's there for. I mean, he is with Emil and all these people. It's a very calm, therapeutic session, and your first response, because you're so good at controlling your anger,
Bullshit.
is to attack the person. Like, man, you're a douchebag.
Douchebag.
This upcoming scene, you would want to feel bad for Jen, but even the guys in the group are like, wow, they're calling her out on her bullshit, since you're checking your phone 4 more times. Like, seriously, put it the fuck down. It's pathetic and cringy and just comes across as so utterly desperate. But Jen, as usual, with her entire character arc, has to go into the whole, woe is me, and you gonna cry now?
What are you gonna do, cry now?
Because remember, again, episode 1, how you were shitting on Bruce and just not understanding the curse of being the Hulk and everything Bruce has gone over the past 12, 13, 15 years of his fucking life. Because, okay, Jen's like, yeah, I'm just so tired of the fact that Jen is great, Jen is fantastic. And that's the entire character arc of the show and the writers. Jen needs constant, affirmation. She needs constant reassurance. She needs constant, yes, I'm great and wonderful, but everybody,
They don't like me very much.
all they care about is She-Hulk. And remember back being in high school, how everyone had the popular kids and all the popular people would get, paid attention to, and nobody likes me. And like, yeah, that's fucking life. That's humanity. That's something that any teenager should understand, the fact that, look,
You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame.
life sucks. Life isn't fucking fair.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
And pretty people, men and women, popular people, athletic people, talented people, they skate by life,
It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it.
But again, this is something, even as a father, I teach my 16-year-old. Like, listen, buddy, it comes down to this, You're like your father. You're 5'7". You're never going to be 6'5". You're never going to be The Rock. You're never going to be captain of the football team. You're never going to be Tom Cruise or fucking Chris Hemsworth. That's how life is.
You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life.
So you have two choices. Either accept it and move the fuck on, or spend the rest of your goddamn life feeling sorry for yourself.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
But again, she's whining that She-Hulk is more popular than her. Okay, and this is the issue. In the comics, She-Hulk is more popular, but Jen in the comics embraces She-Hulk. She has more fun with She-Hulk. She enjoys her powers. She loves being She-Hulk. But this version of Jen, it's like, oh, She-Hulk is a curse. And like She-Hulk, and compared to your cousin, is nowhere near a fucking curse, okay? Your cousin Bruce has been through 10,000 times more drama than so far you've ever been in the past 6 fucking episodes.
Boom, mic drop.
This whole therapy session is, what was me, feel bad for me, and everyone's like, at the end, they do feel bad for her, give her a round of applause, and just, yes, Jen, you're wonderful, you're special, you're fantastic, and we get it. She-Hulk is not important, it's all about you. And you know what I call for that? I call bullshit.
Bullshit.
Okay, so meeting's over. Jen goes inside the sweat lodge. She comes out and gets a round of applause, and everybody's happy, and she's just reborn. And yeah, right, you can just smell the BS. So finally, the tow truck comes, and Jen has to say her goodbyes. And as much as I can't stand this show and I can't stand the writing, every once in a while you get like a little tidbit, a little 1% of actual quality, and it makes you just that much more frustrated because you're telling yourself that you guys are actually capable of writing something good, and I wish we had more of this.
Can I have some more?
But we don't. But as Jen's getting into the car, the tow truck, Emil tells her something very important, and I wish we had more of this. But he says that, Jen, when it comes to Josh and everybody you meet out there, no matter how much they hurt you, it is a lesson learned. And it's like, wow, it's great writing for a change. And okay, don't expect any more of that, but
Better than nothing.
okay, that's it. Episode is over. Thank God. But there's no post-credit scene, And we get a little like kind of tidbit scene showing what happened to Josh, since we get 3 days earlier when he spent the night, Jen was sleeping, Josh was awake, and he was copying her phone. He walks over and he takes a picture of her, which, okay, she didn't see the flash and she's passed out, I get that. And he shows a picture of like a needle and a blood emoji, and I'm thinking to myself that, okay, so apparently he got a sample of her blood that the whole time he was spending the night, she didn't notice somebody was jabbing her with the fucking needle. And even if she was sleeping, I'm pretty sure getting jabbed with a needle, you probably would have, waken up from that. And, don't ask questions because this fucking script is terrible.
The script's a total dumpster fire, of course.
Okay, so episode is over. I hope I made you laugh as best I could because, this episode, there's no laughing and no actual good therapy moments. And holy Christ, thank God for early times here. And, yeah, well, next episode, we get to have Daredevil, and I've already seen it, and don't worry, it's going to disappoint you as much as you can fucking imagine. Much like any time a woman spends the night at my house.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
But yeah, so I hope it saved you guys a half hour and just tried to sacrifice my sanity, but didn't do it fully fucking sober for 30 minutes on this bullshit show and this bullshit therapy session that just was pure filler, made no sense, and I don't care. Move on. So, yeah. As always, I got 20 minutes left of my fucking break. I'll edit this later and fucking low on time and just holy shit. I'm going to finish this before going back to work and pull out Bender. And at this point, you know what the idea is. And yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. So let me sober up and take a nap before going back to work. Ready?
This calls for a drink.
God, that is some good early times. It's kicking in. But yeah, I'm going to take a nap and then head back to work.